Hi, I am Claudette, Stamping with Miss Puff. Welcome to my Creative Corner. And today I am featuring the stamp set Bella and Friends by Stampin' Up. And I'm going to be making some shaker cards. And there's a couple samples that I've done before. So what we're going to start out by doing is getting a white piece of cardstock measuring 4 by 5 inches. And I already got my stamps on my block, and I'm going to use Memento ink, and we're going to go ahead and stamp. I'm also going to show you how you can block your images when you're stamping. So I want the images of the puppies to look, like they're behind. So I'm just using a couple stamps and just show how they come behind, and we're going to mask those images. So I want this one front and center. And what you're going to do is also stamp on some paper and go ahead and cut some images out. You could also use the backing that comes with your stamps, but they kind of have a gloss finish, so some of the ink could rub off on your work. So we go ahead and cover this image. So we're going to cover him up, stamp or ink up our stamp. I'm going to go ahead and put another pup here to the right. Stamp up again, and we're going to put a pup to the left. Alright, so we move that, and there you go. So you have them like displaying to the back of the pup. That's front and center. So I'm going to cover this image up, and we'll stamp a pup here to the edge. And we'll cover this pup up. Stamp one here to the left. Okay. His eye really didn't come out, but that's okay. And we'll go ahead and do our second row. So I'm going to need 2 images to cover up here, and we're going to put a pup displaying right between those 2 pup heads, right. Okay, and he's just peeking out there. I'm going to leave a space right here for the pup that has the balloon on him, and it's gonna, so I'm gonna leave a space like he's floating from this space right here. And I'm gonna cover up these 2 images here, and I'm gonna put a pup right coming up from that area. And then it has, in that stamp set, it has a pup with a bone in his mouth. So I'm going to try to have him off there in the center. I'll stamp him up. So we're going to cover that one up. This through. And just have a little head right here to cover this third one up. I'm just holding that a couple seconds so it could transfer, the ink could transfer over. And there we go. Not too bad. And what you could do is take your black marker and then draw in the areas that didn't come out that great, but not too bad. So what I'm going to do next is I have the little pop on the balloon and with the little flying next to the birdie, and I'm going to go ahead and ink that up. And we'll stamp that image right here. Okay. And there we have it. So what you want to do is go ahead and color your image in. And then what I did is I just took a scissors and I just cut there and cut around there and just cut these out. Okay. And that's a little pop there. And this is, I colored this in, did that earlier. And I have the birdie. What I went ahead and do is stamp a sentiment saying hello, and I punched that out with my classic label punch, and that's also by Stampin' Up. And so what colors I'm going to use, I use Crumb Cake, let's see what this is, Cherry Cobbler, the red. And so with this one, I'm going to be using the Daffodil Delight and Smoky Slate. I'm using in this color combination. And with this, this was a piece of cardstock, was measuring 4 by 5, and we have some stitch framelit dies that I went out and used and cut this out with. Okay, so this is the rectangle stitch framelit dies that we have, and I use not the largest but the second to the largest one to cut that out on the 4 by 5 Daffodil Delight. And we also have a framelit die in the occasion catalogs, and that I used on this with the edging, the stitch edging, and that's meant to be framelit dies. So this is a edge piece that comes with meant to be framelit dies, and you just go around the edges and do that, but I didn't do it on this one. Okay, so you're also going to need some acetate. You could also save like the hard plastic that comes with packaging and use as acetate instead of buying acetate. And you want to cut it about the same size as your Daffodil Delight, this cardstock, right, 4 by 5. And also you're going to need some sequins, okay? And so once you cut out your image, after you color it in, what we're going to do is go ahead and take this image and we're going to glue it on to the back of the frame. And I'm going to recommend that you try not to use the liquid glue. I'm just going to use double-sided tape or the tape runner, because like if you use, I've made a mistake to use the liquid glue and it smudged all in my acetate and I couldn't get it cleaned off. Okay, now to peel that up. Okay, so after we glue our image to the back of our frame, we're going to go ahead and stick the acetate to the entire frame. And again, I am using double-sided tape on this. Take that all around. So once we get that all around, what we're going to do is just going to smooth that out so it sticks well. I'm going to stick it onto our acetate. And take my piercing tool and help me get that up. Maybe. So I'm going to keep this face down. Okay. So once we get that down, so we're going to get our adhesive foam, and we're going to add our adhesive foam to the back or along the back of the frame. And also what we're going to do, which is an important step, is that we're going to put some of the adhesive foam right here. So once you put your shaker stuff in here, your sequence, it doesn't fall to the back and prevent some of it, you know, falling to the back or falling out of your card. It's just a little extra security there. Okay. And that's going to give us the height on that and allow the card, the sequence that you put in there, be a little free. So you take your base card, and this base card in the Smoky Slate is measuring 4 1/4 by 11, and then I scored it 5 1/2. So, okay. And this is a white cardstock that's going to be underneath. Now what we're going to do is add our sequence. Alright, and I got these, where did I get these from? think it was Michael's. They have 3 different sizes on here. And I am going to go ahead and take some glue dots and try to glue some here on here. And again, instead of using a multi-purpose glue, I'm going to try the glue dots and just glue some randomly here, because once you use the multi-purpose glue again, it goes on your it gets on your acetate. So this is just a jewelry picker that I'm using, and just randomly placing some of the sequins. And I got this technique from Jennifer McGuire, and if you haven't heard of her, you should go and check out her YouTube videos. She is amazing. Okay, so we'll add this, see how it's looking. So then what we're going to do next is we're going to add little sequences down. You know what I'm going to do is just add it right in here. So what I'm going to do is take the backing off of the foam, and I'm going to keep it face down. I'm taking my backing off in sections. So it could be down a little smoother. Start from this end. So now what we're going to do is get our base cardstock, and we're going to stick that down to that. With this part, I'm going to use the multi-purpose glue, because the acetate is already down. And with the multi-purpose glue, you could move you have time to play and move your work around before it dries. I'm just going to get my little tweezer. Not bad. So therefore, what I'm going to do is get some dimensional and pop my puppy out, as well as the birdie and the sentiment. You're going to go ahead and take the backings off of that. And now we're going to place that on top of the acetate. And then we're going to add our birdie. Have them a little slanted there. And then my sentiment is going to say hello. I'm just going to stick it right under his bottom. And if you have a stamp set that has small little numbers on it, you could make several of these different colors. And then you have them for birthdays. Okay, so I have a niece that she's turning 6. So I'll just put the number 6, and she's saying hello to 6. And there you have it, guys. It's my shaker card, and in the different colors. Thanks for stopping by tuning into my channel. Please like, subscribe, and share. Leave your comments. I'm going to try to leave the supplies in the descriptions below. Please tune in again. Thanks for stopping by. As I say, happy stamping.